So how do you get to Culebra? You can either fly or take a ferry. I wouldn't even try to take the ferry unless you're just going over for the day. Even then, it's extremely unreliable, and during the peak of COVID, it would occasionally completely shut down. And flights aren't that expensive. So it's a little past 6:30 in the morning. Shannon and I are headed out to Culebra, but we got to drive about 2 hours to San Juan to return our rental car and get on the plane.
Wow. Crazy?
Well, this might be a fun flight. This is the first time in a long time we've had to get on the scales ourselves. Must be a pretty small plane. If you fly from Ceiba on the East Coast, you can get plane tickets for under $70 per person. You are also supposed to be able to fly from San Juan International Airport for about $100 per person. Either way, the plane ride may cost more, but it's way more reliable and it's actually super fun. After flying over, one of the first things you will probably want to do is find somewhere to eat, especially if you can't check into your room just yet. Culebra is small and doesn't have a lot of restaurants or nightlife, but one place you will want to eat while you were there is Dingy Dock. It's right on the water and not too expensive. The view was awesome, and after not dying on that airplane ride, the food tasted great. So apparently when you're done here, you just throw the scraps out to the other fish.
They do jump out of the water.
We're gonna try this. If you want to eat at a fancy restaurant, try Susie's. We had the cod fritters, crusted tuna, and grilled lamb chops. And if you want some authentic food, check out this food truck. They specialize in roasted pork. A lot of the restaurants were closed when we were there due to COVID, so leave a comment if you know of a good restaurant to go to now. If you want to make your own food, the grocery stores here are super small. The one by the airport was okay, but we had the most luck here. It's in the downtown area. If you want the best place to get fresh produce, try a place called Dee's Garden. Culebra is 23 miles off the east coast of mainland Puerto Rico. It's a gorgeous island, and it had the best water and beaches we saw in our whole time in Puerto Rico. And since it's a bit harder to get to, the beaches were not overly packed. Occasionally, we were the only ones on the beach. There are a lot of cool beaches, but this is a quick guide, so I'm only going to mention a couple. Any visit to Culebra must include a stop at the world-famous Flamenco beach. With beautiful blue water and white sand, it almost looks like a postcard. Kind of interesting, all the military remnants. I can see why this is named one of the top beaches in the world by several different publications. It's a really, really pretty beach. Probably one of the prettiest I've been on. Well, definitely one of the prettiest I've been on. Maybe the prettiest. These birds are going crazy. They just go up real high and dive down. This is really gorgeous after everybody leaves. If you want to snorkel, check out Playa Rosario Beach and Tamarindo Beach. I'll have full coverage of snorkeling and scuba in Culebra, so subscribe to get notified when those videos come out. But in short, those are the best beaches for snorkeling. The next video is going to cover more activities like snorkeling and scuba diving. And it wouldn't be a vacation without Shannon finding some cats. Hey, hey! What are you doing here? What? Is this the cat? Is this the cat house? How many cats you bringing home? Another good beach that is very close to downtown is Melones Beach. It is supposedly the best beach for a sunset. We headed over to Melones for the sunset, but decided to go a bit higher for a better view. We're up on some hill near Melones Beach. It's supposed to be one of the best places to see a sunset. Not 100% sure we can be up here, but not too many people around. This landing was pretty crazy.
Bravo! Thank you!
Yay!
Good to be alive. Been bumped down a lot harder than that.
That was fun, right?
For you to say, I almost blew up. Well, this would be a bad time to start the propeller.
Yep. That was absolutely incredible. So how do you get around once you are there? Culebra has no public transportation, and good luck finding an Uber or a taxi here. Your best options are renting a Jeep or a golf cart. Other travel guides will tell you a golf cart is just fine. I wouldn't recommend it. Not only will you not have AC, but there are a ton of hills, and I don't think you could get up those in a golf cart. Plus, if you travel to some of these out-of-the-way spots, you won't have anywhere to lock up your valuables. Although I doubt anything would get stolen here. As far as safety goes, everyone knows each other in Culebra, so there's hardly any crime at all. I'd recommend getting a Jeep. We used Carlos Jeep rental and everything went smooth. And getting a Jeep is not that much more money than a golf cart. All that said, renting a golf cart is definitely better than nothing. Better hurry! So where's the best place to stay? Culebra doesn't have any big hotel chains. I'd recommend an Airbnb. We made it to our third Airbnb of this trip. This one is in Culebra, if I'm saying that right, and looks nice so far. Gorgeous little island. If you have a Jeep, you can stay anywhere on the island. The island is so tiny, you can get about anywhere in under 10 minutes. We stayed at a place called Sea Grapes. It's there for a reason.
Well, it's the view out to the ocean.
It had a fantastic outdoor area, and the room was super cute. If you don't have good transportation, you might want to stay closer to the main downtown area. That plane ride was great. It was beautiful. I thought it was a full-size plane. I didn't know it was going to be a little tiny airplane. That was the best flight since, well, probably one of the best flights ever, except for maybe when we went skydiving in Hawaii and maybe in Canada, did like a little water plane. But that was pretty. That was way better than the ferry. Worth the extra money. So how long to stay? Unless you take a ferry for the day, I would say a minimum of 2 nights, but 3 would be even better. We stayed 5 nights and felt like we covered everything we wanted to do without being rushed. So this was just a quick guide on stuff we wish we would have known before coming to Culebra. I could have covered more, but I didn't want this video to be 20 minutes long. Alright guys, hope this information was useful. Make sure to check out our other Puerto Rico videos, subscribe, like, and we'll see you next time.